Okay, this is video number 10 in the series. My name is Jeffrey Scott Myers. I am a founder and CEO of Quantum Levels Healing, first year doctorate student at Quantum University, working on my doctorate in quantum physics and integrative medicine. Today's video is on skin. Skin and beauty. They're synonymous and they have been for thousands of years. There's a lot to be said about the skin. Skin chemistry. A lot of chemistry goes on the skin that people just don't really think about. Of course, I'm reading off my notes I wrote. Everything I do, I write myself. People look at the skin and don't think anything of it, but the skin is basically that digestive tract on the outside, and as you've heard for years, it's the body's largest organ. It's pretty important, you know. I mean, it's very underestimated, and people just don't really think about these things. It also has its own immune system and thousands of chemical reactions going on in the skin every second of every day, just like with any other cell. This is very important to understand, okay, when it comes to disease and illness. For the most part, 95%, with the exception of like concrete dermatitis, poison oak, stuff like that. Any type of skin problem is the end result of an inflammatory response of some type of autoimmune disease. It's the window to the internal chemistry of malfunction in the body. The number one rule here is where you see the problem is not where the problem is, it's the end result. Okay, that's very important. Let me say that again. Wherever you see the problem is not where the problem is. And there's a whole class of skin disorders, which again are all pretty much internal issues. Acne, for one. Acne cells dividing too rapidly. Excess secretion of sebum, which is oil, which becomes much thicker to respond to many different things, especially, like I said, an internal response. And bacteria in the skin. Our skin has a microbiome as well. Like I always said, it's all about the gut bacteria. Actually, it's all about the bacteria, period. The microbiome. We have microbiome in our lungs, eyes, skin, digestive tract. The bacteria is pretty important. That bacteria gets trapped in the follicles, and that's how you get acne. In the medical model, the dermatology, which is pretty useless, it doesn't, it's been the same for 50 years. They prescribe antibiotics and steroids, especially they'll prescribe Accutane, which is a derivative of vitamin A, and it shuts down the body's secretions, so it will shut down oil production, but it also shuts down everything else, respiratory secretions, eyes, tears, fluids in the body. Remember, the body flows. It's supposed to flow. It's dynamic. It flows. You don't want to shut down something. You don't want to shut down the flowing nature and the secretions of the body. It's silly. It just makes no sense. It's like I said, Accutane is a derivative tweak in chemistry of vitamin A, and they'll tell you not to take vitamin A too when you're taking Accutane, which is silly again. Many skin conditions, there's a lot of, just to name a few things you can do there's supplements you can do for the skin, but like I said, everything's an internal issue. So you need to work on that first. Vitamin A, 20,000 IUs a day. Zinc picolinate, 50 milligrams a day. Copper, great for the skin. Zinc works along with copper, 2 to 4 milligrams a day. B complex, very, very important. B vitamins, of course, for everything, but also for skin health. B5, very important. Niacin, B3, very important. Good topical ideas. Topical niacin and zinc oxide are great for the skin, especially for sunburn. B6, EFAs, essential fatty acids, omega-3 and 6, extremely important for skin health. Everything comes down to the skins are basically made of fats. and essential fatty acids are extremely important part of skin health as well. Omega-6 and 3 proper and balance is very important because omega-3 and 6 act as pro-inflammatory and anti-inflammatory, and they work together, so this is very important. Selenium, 300 to 400 micrograms a day, very important. Probiotics, of course, very important. Sulfur, the amino acid taurine, arginine, lysine are very important as well. GLA, gamma-linolenic acid, very important. NAC, glutamine, vitamin C, very important. Everybody should be at around 3,000 or 4,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day. Okay, vitamin C is for everything, almost every chemical reaction in the body, skin, connective tissue. You can't produce collagen without vitamin C. That won't happen either, which is very important. Vitamin E, 400 IU a day. Reducing stress and sugar, of course, is very important. And some of the skin conditions that are caused by autoimmune disease, an internal issue, digestion, dirty blood, adrenal thyroid complex. I've been over this before in my other videos. It's just the way things work. Eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, hives, rashes, cellulitis, basal cell carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, melanoma, lupus, melasma. All conditions, all these are an internal condition with the end result showing up on the skin. You go to the dermatologist, they have the same protocol they've had for the past 50 years. Steroids to shut down the immune system, and then, obviously, as you know, when you shut down the immune system, then, the original problem never gets taken care of. And antibiotics. So the antibiotics, which will kill off your microbiome, and that's it. That's their answer. That's it. You go to your dermatologist for a skin condition. That's an internal issue because of your lifestyle. For the most part, there's always exceptions. Broken clock's always right twice a day. And the skin regenerates every 4 to 6 weeks. The skin is very important, man. Very underappreciated organ. 3 basic layers of the skin: dermis, where the chemistry happens, and new skin cells, moisture factors, growth happens. As the new skin, that's where all the growth and everything happens in the dermis, and then it rises up to the surface, and that's how we get new skin cells, and that's how healthy skin is produced. Keratinocytes, which are a protein, have to do with this process. Next layer up is 9% is the epidermis, 10% is the top layer called the stratum corneum. This layer of fingernail type layer on the skin is the same thing that antlers are made of, hooves, nails, there's keratinocytes, things like that. Then you have the skin cell, fibroblasts, which produce collagen and elastin, as well as the moisture factors that trap water. And drinking water, when someone says drink more water to hydrate it, that's absolutely not true. It has nothing to do with, you can drink all the water in the world, it's not going to make a bit of difference. I mean, water's, of course, good for you. We have to have water, but not for the skin, not to hydrate. That's another myth that you've been told. All these ridiculous myths through the years you've been told. Don't eat eggs and stay out of the sun and don't eat salt. It's just stupidity. Also sun, very important. You don't want to burn, but you need the sun. I mean, the sun converts cholesterol into vitamin D. This is important. The sun is an important thing. Mother Earth, Father Sky. Okay, nothing happens without the sun. There's no life without sun. We stay out of the most important, growth light source in the world. That's ridiculous. Another good thing for the skin, if you want good skin, beautiful skin, exfoliation is very, very good. You could do dry brushing or even with a dry towel. Microdermabrasion is good. Exfoliation is very, very good for the skin. Beta or alpha hydroxy acids are great for the skin. Lactic acid, glycolic acid, salicylic acid, very important for the skin. Stimulating the top layer with alpha hydroxy or beta or alpha hydroxy acid stimulates growth in the dermis, and that's how you have healthy skin, is stimulating from the top, stimulating the new growth from the bottom. The skin needs to be acidic. Okay, the skin is acidic. It fights off all kinds of factors in the environment, and skin is needs to be acidic. Acidic acid means growth. It's especially in the cells. So you want your skin to be acidic. And then you have all this. If you're out there buying moisturizers, which is a huge industry and a huge business, you're wasting your money, because everything happens from the bottom up. And actually, using moisturizers, all it does is it softens the stratum corneum, the top layer. So what you're feeling when you're putting on a moisturizer, you're just feeling the softening of the stratum corneum, and it's doing absolutely not one bit of good. And it's actually moisturizers and things you put on the skin, especially sunblock. That's a whole nother story. Inhibits new skin cells from forming in the dermis. So you're messing up the internal skin chemistry by using these moisturizers. All they are is filled with oils, waxes, surfactants, water, emulsifiers. Look at the ingredient deck. You'll see there's no active ingredient there. You are wasting your money. And next to the pharmaceutical industry, the cosmetic and the skincare industry is the second most profit-intensive scam ever. Does nothing. You're never going to get any results. You soften the stratum corneum. It's just it's ridiculous. Would you put a moisturizer on your liver or your kidneys? No. Why? Why wouldn't you? Well, because it's ignorant. Once again, this is a quick video, but once again, it's everything comes down to an internal issue. Okay, all skin problems are an internal issue. For growth, health, beauty of the skin, you need to work on digestion, dirty blood, stress, the adrenal thyroid complex, and so forth. Though there's just a quick video on skin, so the skin conditions, and the skin is a really good map to how healthy you are. You can look at someone. I can look at somebody's skin, skin resistance, skin temperature. I can look at someone's skin and tell right away if they're sick or not. It's a great, health, skin and beauty run hand in hand. Okay, everybody wants beautiful skin, but yet we're not taking care of it properly as we should. So there's my video on the skin. I hope you learned a little bit of something there. And remember, repetition is reinforcement. If you, wherever you see the problem, it's not where the problem is. It's the end result of some type of inflammatory response. Okay.